Okay, welcome back and continuing on. Actually, I moved my really crappy slow frame rate picture up there so that well, at least while I'm looking at it, you can see what it is I'm reading and not be covered up by my practically useless. I just looked how slow this recording was. I almost was inclined to turn the picture off, but otherwise, it's pretty much just a screen full of text. So I wanted to give you something else to look at, although this is not that much to look at. But anyway, maybe the Beagles will get up and from their nap and come over and say hi. But regardless, okay, so continuing on, the spoils. Although, man, I will get into some areas I'm more interested in, I promise. But this one, taking its inspiration from Magi Nation and Magic the Gathering, again, even though it has kind of a sense of humor to it, these are just not the kinds of experiences Jen and I are looking for anymore. So would not be really high on our list. And the same thing is definitely true for Mage Wars. I know it's really, really popular. And you know what? If this had been out in the 90s, we would have dropped Magic for this in a heartbeat. But this is not the kind of game we're looking for these days. We just don't want to keep hitting each other with spells. Galaxy Defenders, though, from Ares Games. Now, this one looks really cool. And I don't even have to say looks. I know it is because I actually got a prototype of it and did a run-through for it a couple of months ago. Ares Games sent me one during their Kickstarter campaign. And we absolutely loved it. And I expected I was going to love it because really the game does it doesn't come right out and say it, but this game is the cardboard equivalent of XCOM. This is XCOM, the board game. Not the the base management stuff, but all of the tactical, fighting aliens in the streets warfare of XCOM is recreated beautifully in this game. And it's a really fun co-op game. You really do have a lot of real meaningful co-op actions you can take, and it's just really good, solid fun. A very fast, clean playing system. And so I knew I was going to like it. Oh, and it had really awesome miniatures too. I knew I was going to like it, but I was really surprised Jen did, because she generally does not care for space marines fighting aliens with machine guns. She just has no use for that at all. But she wanted to keep playing this. After we played through the 2 or 3 missions that came with the prototype, she wanted to keep going because she wanted to continue to level her character. Because this is one of the few board games that actually allows you to continue leveling your character through a multi-mission campaign. I think you can take it across the entire 12 missions that come with the game. And it's designed so that you can always start with new characters on every one or take your leveled up characters. And that is so awesome. I didn't really expect that. Really loved it and really was surprised and pleased that Jen loves it too. So this one, if you get a chance to get a demo of it, looks like they're not selling it because it's not ready yet, but they do have demo copies, probably the ones I played, like what I played. Definitely seek it out. It's a lot of fun. Okay, Incognito. Well, it's a 3-player game, so I don't have much to say, but I will say it's from Leo Colavini. And Leo Colavini gets a lot of crap from a lot of board game reviewers, I noticed. But actually, we think he's really good. Clans is one of Jen's favorite games, period. She just absolutely loves that game. And we have another one. Can't remember the name of it, but it's an island colonization game that's really nice as well. Now, we haven't liked all his games because they do tend to usually be a little bit too dry. But their systems are always really clever, and I think he's a really good unsung designer. Should get some more credit. So good job, Leo. Although in this case, too bad, so sad you didn't make it a 2-player game. Although I think this is a remake of an earlier game of his. It looks pretty, sure looks nice. But anyway, I like the little hats. Sales of Glory. This one, not even remotely interested. We don't particularly want to play Wings of Glory. Don't particularly want to play X-Wing miniatures. And therefore don't want to play this. It's just little miniature ships moving around and shooting each other. And that's the whole game. And I know there's lots of people who like it and appreciate that kind of system, that kind of gameplay, but really fast and fun. But Jen and I just don't want to shoot each other. This is not a particularly compelling thing. Although the other game in the Wings of War, which will be further on this list, is very interesting. But I'll get to that later. Okay, Asmodee Games. Now, Consequential. This one is a very big deal. I am super stoked for this and have been ever since I heard about it about a year ago. Because it's a card game, it's adventure, electronic fantasy, science fiction, co-op game. Yeah, whatever. Lots of other, it's got a modular board. That's fine. What really makes this cool is that after its release, the developers plan to continue to support it, continue to evolve the storyline of this universe. And as they'll be releasing expansions and stuff like that too. But I believe, my understanding is they'll just be releasing like new story updates on the website that updates you about what's happening in this, I don't know, multi-factional war or whatever it might be, and that ongoing evolving story will actually change the gameplay of the base game. The game won't continue to follow the same rules. The rules will change and evolve over time to match the universe. And that is so freaking cool. I'm so stoked for that. I mean, actually, as it happens, I was working on a proposal for an online CCG that would do exactly the same thing. So, I mean, I can appreciate just how much potential there is there. It should be really awesome, and I can't wait. And this is like the first game that I'm really jealous about that I cannot get to Gencon to see, because I would definitely love to sit down with the developers and talk to them about their plans and get a demo of it. This game is so cool. I mean, so revolutionary a concept. If it lives up to its potential. I don't know if it will. That's why I wish I was there. But you're there. Please go find out. Tell me. Maybe that's what the whole point of this is, so that I can send you guys on a mission. I don't know. But anyway, Impulse. Okay, this is a nice little... Well, the thing about this is it's a fast 30-minute 4X game. And the problem for us is, Jen and I, we like 3 of the X's. We like the exploring, the expanding, and the exploiting. But the exterminating, not so much. I mean, again, this is going to be a common theme for us. We don't mind playing in interesting battle games where we're just out. But, that has to be a game where it's just all about that. You get some units, you get some resources, and you just fight, and last man standing wins. That's okay. But when you mix that with the game where, we build a civilization, or we build a colony, or we build pretty much anything, and then after we put our time and our effort and our love and our sweat and our tears into it, the other player comes along and destroys it, we just instantly lose interest. And so that 4th X in combination with the other 3 kills it for us, even if it is a quick game. And it might be really great, but say lovey. Cardline. Now, the cardline games are fantastic. I have played them really, really sharp. If we had kids, we'd get every single one. Do you have kids? You have no excuse not to get this game. Such a great family game. So, educational but genuinely fun. And, my hat's off to them. Unfortunately, though, Jen and I, we do not have children. That was a choice we made early on. That choice has allowed us to live in Malta and, live overseas for many years. And but we don't have kids, and therefore we don't play cardline games. But if you have family, $15, how could you not get it? If you have a family, you should definitely get this great game to play with the family, with your kids. On the other hand, Prosperity, forget about it. This is a must get. This is probably my first one on this list where when I eventually get my chance to, I will buy it with no advanced knowledge. This is a guaranteed 100% must buy ASAP. Predominantly because, I'm not quite so quick as other people to write off Reiner Knizia. The Good Doctor has done a lot of good work, and heck, last year, Chin and Spectaculum were both very, very good light Euro games. We enjoyed both of them a lot. And so, I still think the old man's got it. And now he's teaming up with Sebastian Bleasdale, who was the co-designer on Keyflower, which was, in our opinion, the absolute best game of 2012. And 2012 was a really good year. So the two of them together, working on some kind of economic Euro, forget about it. This is a must-buy. Is it actually for sale there? Okay, no, it's not. It's actually just a prototype. It won't be released until October. Yes! Essen! 2013! Essen kicks Gencon's ass. Alrighty, sorry. Doesn't need to be a Gencon Essen war. But still, that game, Prosperity, is a must-buy. And here's another one that's practically in the same category. William Attia was the original designer of Caylus, and this is his first heavy game that he's done since Caylus. And of course, as you know, or you should know, Caylus is one of the most influential games ever. So that's going to be a tough act to follow. But this looks really, really good. In fact, Tom Vassell gave it a really, really high praise the other day. And for such a dry Euro, for him to praise it, that's a really big deal, because usually he'll only praise the best of the best Euros because he's just so predisposed to stay away from them, because he doesn't like the dryness anymore. He likes the thematic flavor of more Ameritrash games, which is fine. So the fact that he likes it, well, chances are it was going to be an awesome game anyway, and I'm just that much more convinced. And at $35, be crazy not to pick that up. You would be crazy. You must pick that up. In fact, I would not be surprised if there's a run on this game too. I bet you it's going to be very, very popular because a lot of people know who William Attia is. And this game is a big deal. This marks his return to the big boy games. Alrighty, on to Atlas. Although I'm running out of time. I might want to stop there. I'll just keep going for my 10-minute thing. Once Upon a Time. I really want to play Once Upon a Time. I really do. But I keep getting the impression that it's not very good for 2 players. So I just keep passing on it. Somebody let me know. Is that wrong? Is it good for 2 players? Because I'd love to do it. And here's a very cheaply priced expansion, which is even more. All right, okay, I'm going to stop there. Hey, I made it to the B's. I'm in Boschka Games. All right, we're going to stop there, and I'll be back in a second. You can hit the button on screen if you like. In 5, 4, 3, 2,